NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We're off and running here, and let's take you down to the action at hole number 1. Stepping up to the first tee, Frank, what are some keys to be thinking about at this point?
Really got to pick a decent target. Really focus in on that. Don't really worry about left and right. Nice, good full swing. Slow, if anything, off the first tee.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway.
What's you need to watch out for here, Frank?
Those two front bunkers, Rich, the one that protects the left and the right. More often than not, you want to pitch the ball on the front of this green. They are the two to be...
I like the looks of this one. That will be a great look at birdie. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. A birdie will send him to 1 under on the leaderboard. Back to the action here at the second. It's a par 3, demanding hole, Frank, isn't it?
Longest par 3 on the golf course. Slightly downhill, but you need every advantage here. It requires your best.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from that.
Chance to set himself up for a good scoring opportunity with his second shot here. Solid play, heart of the green. Just a couple of feet. Solid par to remain 1 under. Now to the par 4 third, 434 yards and plenty of trouble on that left side.
One of the hardest tee shots on the front side. Water very much in play down the left.
In the fairway here at the third hole. Frank, this is one of my favorite shots at Bay Hill, the second at number 3.
It's such a cool looking hole, Rich. That water, it just pops out there on the left side. It scares the living daylights out of you. But if you can hit an aggressive shot there, often that breeze is coming off the left, and just keep it in the middle of the green. Those ridges often kick that ball towards the hole.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. And with that birdie, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
And we're starting to notice the name.
Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Fourth hole is the first par 5 on the golf course, Frank.
Very scoreable. 2 bunkers down the left, the first of which takes 330 yards to get it past that.
Definite birdie hole, maybe even a chance for Eagle to really jumpstart the round. Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, tricky little third shot here at the par 5 fourth.
Especially if you don't have a full number, because there's just that little mound in the middle of the green. If you get on the wrong side of that, instantly you can be 30, 40 feet away. So check where the flag is. Is it front? Is it back? And then try and land it in that section.
That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
That had to really hurt Frank because it looked good. Oh, but hey.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Locked in on the read and the speed. No damage done. Made the par. Frank, now to the 5th. What's the strategy here at this shorter par 4?
Well, if you want to flex your muscles, Rich, take it over that left bunker. With a little trailing breeze, you might even get close to the green.
Long drive, but a bad lie.
Wicked.
About 80 yards left, Frank. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Frank, you've navigated so many leaderboards in your career. This is the way to do it, isn't it?
Oh, there's plenty of holes ahead too, Rich. 3rd place, a really good position to be playing from here on in.
Frank, this is a big, brawny par 5, and it can be menacing just looking at it from the tee with all of that water.
It's also tempting, reachable for the longer hitters, unless your name's John Daly, who took a whopping 18. So better than that, you're better than John Daly.
I don't see what's wrong with 18. If you break it down, that's 3 pars and an eagle. That's pretty good.
It is, but you're still playing the same hole. Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough. What does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the whole location from here. birdie try up next. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. You have to like that. 4 under. Now at the par 3 7th, Frank, it's just under 200 yards.
But it's still quite daunting. A very narrow entry on that left side. So you've got to hit the ball flush off the tee. Really guarantee a carry of that over that right bunker. So it's still a daunting tee shot.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Trying to stay steady, make a par. In for par, and will sit tight at 4 under. Let's move on to the 8th, and Frank, what's ahead here?
Big par 4, just over 450 yards. Ideally, you want to get it down by that bunker where it's nice and flat, because that second shot, you know what's coming up.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. This has really been a good bounce-back round. Slow at the start, and now they're picking up some speed. Frank, as we look at the approach shot here at the 8th, no doubt a player would be happy to walk out of here with a par.
Oh, no doubt about that at all. Really, you want to judge your second shot to land somewhere in the middle of this green. Don't really want to be messing with the front. If you have a little look, you'll see why. This looks like it's going to find the target.
He's making the game look very simple right now. See it, hit it, and he's got it right on track. These putts keep the round together. Oh, that hurts. Thought he had it. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Four under on the day. Finishing up here on the front side at Bay Hill with a lengthy par 4. What's the key, Frank?
Well, the hole's relatively flat, but the rough on the right comes into play. If you can carry that ball 300 yards, then just take it in over the bunker.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. All right, partner, break down this approach shot here at the par 4 9th.
What you're looking at is one of the biggest greens on the golf course, Rich, so it gives you a chance to be perhaps a little more aggressive than what you would normally think on a par 4 that's just a little under 500 yards.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
Excellent front side, trying to keep it going here on the second 9.
He's just playing beautifully, hitting so many good shots, giving himself so many opportunities. Can he keep going?
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. How'd you like that strike?
That was top of the tree.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. I'll tell you, he's setting himself up for a good weekend. Former college #1 makes another birdie. Now to the 11th with water left, bunkers on the right. Frank, what's the key here?
Well, too often people just look at the scorecard and they go, well, it's over 400 yards, I have to hit driver. You don't have to hit driver at 11. Something in the fairway just short of that second bunker. And it sits up 6 or a 7 on.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, Arnold Palmer has that unique swing. It's sort of a corkscrew finish, a Tasmanian devil in it. I mean, he goes at it really hard. What's the lesson for all golfers?
Well, the two things that his dad really taught him and instilled into his game was a steady head and a great grip. And they have never, ever left him. And I think that's why he played great golf for so long.
I always love to watch Arnold, too, with the fans at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Takes his time, works his way through the crowd, and looks everyone in the eye.
Well, the old saying goes, Arnold Palmer's never met a stranger.
8-foot putt here. So with that make, now at 7 under par. Frank, 574-yard par 5. Scoring opportunity here?
The breeze behind, once again, a reachable par 5. The hardest thing about this hole really is the green. It's raised up a little bit, slopes off on either side.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. So after the layup, Frank, here at the par 5 12th, pitch shot here, try to make birdie.
Yeah, just use the contours of this green. You can actually get to this flag a lot of different ways. Using one of the mounds, there's nothing wrong with that. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Well, it's obvious he is in complete command of his golf ball right now, and getting ready for the putt. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been. Frank, this is an interesting hole. It's the par 4 13th, and it isn't necessarily a driver off the tee. What are the options?
Yeah, you break it down, 250 off the tee, leaves 120. There's nothing wrong with playing the hole that way. You get a little over-ambitious here and run out of fairway. That second shot over water. Whoa.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Par 4 13th, Frank, how do you hit this approach shot?
Rich, it's the first par 4 at Bay Hill where the water is actually on the right of the green, and that has to be taken into consideration. Just a little errant shot, and then you're going to be wet. So a little left of the flag, that's where you want to be.
Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Frank, you've just hit one in the water. You don't want to compound the mistake. What's the mindset here?
This one right here, you've got to forget that big blue oasis in front of you.
So the previous shot into the drink, this now the fourth shot. This shot from 105 yards away. These winds have held up all day long, definitely playing a part in the shot making we're seeing out there today. Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he was thinking on that. In this situation, Richard, bogey's not all that bad. Still has the lead.
Frank, now to the 14th of par 3, and how difficult is this hole?
Once again, very narrow entry into the green, so ideally you want to fly the ball a little higher than normal, make it soft, make it land a little softer.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th.
It's at sneaky distance.
Not too much and not too little. Perfectly played into the center of the cup. Frank, deep in the round at the 15th, you need to maybe make something happen. How difficult is that with such a huge dogleg here?
Once again, make sure you know the distance to carry the bunker or run out. You've got to play to your strength. I'm loving that balance.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours. Looks like it's heading for the bunker.
Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
No putter, no problem. Slams that into the cup. The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill.
Oh, that's fine.
Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully.
That was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. Getting set now over the putt. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Frank, par 3 17th here at Bay Hill. How difficult is this hole?
This one takes your best tee shot, Rich. Otherwise, you're just looking at 4 or 5.
I like the looks of this one. Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Frank, time to bring your best. It's the finishing hole here at Bay Hill.
Yeah, if you can get through the final 3 holes in even par or better, you've really done well. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Not too unhappy with that, Frank, at 17 feet.
No, from that distance, it's more than good.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Makes it right in the center. Frank, you surprised to see that name on top of the leaderboard?
I am surprised to see the name, but not that style of golf leading. It was great performance, especially tee to green. You don't often see people start that quickly.